So I'm very pleased to have with me today at the Labour Party conference Thomas Tudor, who is the chairman of Pembrokeshire County Council.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
Thomas is a big supporter of cash. I just wanted to talk first about your own area, Haverfordwest. You're not too badly affected by bank branch closures yet, are you?
No, one of the things we're quite fortunate, and my ward is the Castle ward, which is the commercial centre of Haverfordwest. We have a number of banks which are still in existence and operating. We've got Lloyds Bank, Barclays Bank, NatWest, and there's a number of other Santander building societies. So there's a number of available outlets for cash and lots of ATM machines in the town.
What's the population of Haverfordwest?
It's probably about 10,000. The population of Pembrokeshire is 110,000.
So would Haverfordwest be the main place that people came to if they were going to town?
It's the main commercial centre for Pembrokeshire, yeah.
Right, yeah.
It is, yeah. And at the moment it's having a huge investment programme to the tune of £60 million. And there's lots of commercial outlets being developed, so it's the town is thriving at the moment.
Oh, well, that's good. But it's interesting, we did a bit of analysis, Thomas, and we found that based on the figures we're getting from banks about how many branches are going to keep open, very few towns with under 35,000 population are going to have a bank branch.
Right, okay.
So, I mean, I would imagine the people of Haverfordwest would be horrified if all their branches closed.
They would. I forgot we also got Nationwide Bank in the town as well. Yes, so they would be. I think cash is an important thing to have because at the end of the day, you can't really scrutinise when you're using a card how much is being taken from that bank when you go into a restaurant or somewhere,
yeah.
And it's difficult to monitor it.
Yeah.
So me and the wife, we try to take about £100. We take £100 out a week or
yeah.
whatever. We hope we don't spend that in a week, and then it's always available.
Yeah.
In your pocket or in the house. So.
And I think everywhere in your area actually accepts cash, don't they?
Everywhere accepts cash at the moment, and let's hope it stays that way. And the other thing is, say for example, I get involved with St Martin's Church Christmas coffee morning,
yeah.
And I do a 50-50 board,
yeah.
Where somebody pays £1 for a number, and the total amount we split in half. 50% goes to the winner, and then 50% goes to the church, and that's done with cash. Well, you couldn't do that with card, could you?
No, you couldn't. No.
But cash also is important for the community, and like helping keep church bazaars going, jumble sales. If you don't have cash, then all those services and community initiatives will just fall apart.
And bank branches are important in the same way, aren't they? Because people go to branches, and in the areas like, Haverfordwest, towns like Haverfordwest, people have a relationship with the bank staff.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I like to meet people and have things explained to me.
Sure.
For example, we've just changed our house insurance policy, and we've gone to Barclays Bank. But it's helpful to sit down, have it explained to you what's the pros and cons, and it's better than doing things on the internet all the time. I mean, I'm not saying it's bad, the internet, but I like the personal touch.
And how is the internet reception in your area? Is it good?
Yes, it's quite good, yeah. I mean, there are rural parts of Pembrokeshire where it's not very good, so obviously it wouldn't be a good thing in the rural areas, but in the main centres it's quite good, but it needs improving in the rural areas.
Obviously, it's not a rural area, but I was noticing yesterday when I was trying to pay by card in this cashless venue that the reception was terrible. It took 5 minutes for the transaction to go
this
through.
is it. And I've seen people trying to pay with cards in taxis. And I think they're in the taxi for about 5 minutes after the ride's completed.
And it probably keeps the meter running.
Yeah, because they're trying to pay. So
yeah.
No, the cash is definitely important, and we need to keep cash in society.
That's good. I mean, obviously, it hasn't reached your town yet.
But it has.
The car parks, maybe?
The car parks there. You can only, some of the car parks you can only park with a card.
Yeah.
And I personally would prefer a choice of card or cash.
Yeah. And the problem in other areas is that the councils have ceded the operation of their leisure centres to private companies. And unfortunately, two of the biggest in the country, Fusion Leisure and Greenwich Leisure, they actually have gone cashless. So there's about 650, 700 local authority owned centres where you can't use cash. Now that means that if you're a person that manages their affairs using cash, maybe you don't have a bank account. Still over 1 million people don't have bank accounts in this country. You can't swim now, you can't exercise. That's unfair, isn't it?
Yeah, that is
local
unfair.
Authority set up.
Well, in Pembrokeshire, one of the key pledges in the Labour Party manifesto for Preseli Pembrokeshire was to retain our leisure services and keep them in-house in the council.
Oh, that's brilliant.
And that's what we've done.
Yeah.
So Haverfordwest Leisure Centre, Fishguard Leisure Centre, Milford Haven Leisure Centre are all run by the local authority, and you come in and pay for your services. It's either direct debit or with cash or
and
with a
you
card.
probably find you get more out of the team, the staff members that way, don't you? Because I've heard that, you know, in locations where they've switched from being council run to run by companies appointed by the council, you often lose those extra touches that the council staff used to give.
I mean, at the end of the day, private companies, they just want to make a profit.
Yeah.
And they will cut back and cut back and cut back.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously the council has to be careful with its resources and its funding.
Yeah.
But it always maintains a good service and that the people of Pembrokeshire pay for and are currently happy with.
Well, I think that's a great pledge to make, quite honestly, because, you know, it's all very well saying outsourcing, but I think outsourcing became a buzzword, and it was done sometimes when it shouldn't have been done.
Yeah. It was attempted in Pembrokeshire, and they did look at it, and it came to one of the scrutiny committees, and we said, no, this is not going to work, and we rejected it outright. But yeah, definitely, you should come to Haverfordwest High Street and see our banks.
Well, I've been a couple of times, so I'll come and see.
Yeah.
It's almost unique, to be honest, with a town of that size in the country.
It is quite unique, and it's something that we're going to hope to maintain and keep.
Yeah, well, I hope you do too. So just one last question, I have to ask you this. We're looking for a law to be passed that says that businesses have to accept cash. Are you in favour of such a law?
Yeah, I think it would be, definitely.
Yeah.
I think it's bordering on criminal not to accept cash, I think. There's lots of people who just have cash. Older people prefer to use cash, and they should be given the choice. It's given the choice. And I think it's important for people to have the right choice.
Well, that's great. Thomas, thank you for your time and thank you for your support as well.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.